What's going on, everyone? Jenna Cameron, John Ritchie. It is 94 WIP. Great to be with you off and rolling this Tuesday morning. Well, the NFL obviously hit the Eagles hard yesterday. Hard with free agency. So Milton Williams and Josh Sweat, obviously the two big ones, but there were others as well. We will talk about it extensively today. It is sometimes one of the most exciting days of the year from a sports standpoint, certainly off the field, because you can really add and bolster. Well, yesterday, not one of those days. We'll talk about it. Your phone calls on all that went down and all that, of course, still could, because day 2 of free agency is today. Good morning to you. 215-592. Man, oh man, that was a lot. 215-592-9494. Sixers lose. Phil, 16 days to opening day. A lot to do. Richie Rich.
Hi, Joe.
Hello there, Johnny.
The world's longest concert lasted 453 hours.
Wow, how do you...
Whoa!
54 minutes, almost 454 hours.
Take
it was
a break.
Multiple musicians.
Well,
I assume so.
But
yeah.
453 hours is almost 19 days.
I hope there were bathrooms.
Wow. It's a lot. I went to an 8-hour concert.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good effort. by you.
Yeah.
Pretty
8
good effort.
Just feels like, man,
Feels like nothing now. I thought 8 was a lot. I'm like,
You know what, though? Like, if you got multiple people, what's considered
Well, I went to one band,
a
played for
concert?
8 straight hours.
That's amazing.
Finished for 2,000, played from the
What's
time the sun
considered a
went down
concert?
until
I'm
the
just
next
saying,
morning.
Joe, like, if
What?
we put on a concert,
Yep.
if we decided we were going to make like a lemonade stand concert and just sit on a corner.
You got to give
Oh,
someone.
can't wait.
You got to give them half an hour. You got to do that.
No, I'm just saying, like, what's required for it to be a concert?
Half
Is
an
it
hour.
us just talking?
Oh, I feel like an hour.
Is it?
No,
No,
you gotta-
really. Does that qualify as a concert?
Well, if
'Cause
it's good enough in a half hour, you can deliver. But
talking, just
No,
sitting
that's-
on
that
it,
talking's
sitting
not a
with our
concert.
lemonade
No.
stand, talking.
No, you got to sing or music or some
All right.
sort. All right. So yesterday was not good.
Segue.
It was just not good. Now look, it's not the Eagles' fault. It's just what it is. I mean, this is what happens in a salary cap world when my team's got more good players than the other team. My team loses them. So I want to get everyone's reaction at 215-592-9494. I'm sure, listeners right now, you're very familiar with what went down. To just give you in quick order, Milton Williams, New England, 4 years, $104 million, $63 million guaranteed.
Good for you.
No, I hear
Great
you.
job, Milton Williams.
Yeah, third-round
Great
pick.
job,
Yeah.
Eagles organization also, because
Developing them?
man, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh Sweat, he goes to the Cardinals, 4 years, $76 million, $41 million guaranteed.
Congratulations.
Isaiah,
Josh Sweat.
I'm not
Can I
in-
get a few bucks, Josh?
Hey, I'm not in the
Hook it up.
John's giving congratulations. Let me get
Hey,
through
they
this.
won us a Super Bowl,
Listen,
Joe.
I'm not in a good mood. Isaiah Rodgers.
We were expecting this, man.
Hold on. Isaiah Rodgers, 2 years, $15 million, 8 guaranteed to go to Minnesota. Orrin Burke, Cincinnati.
And an opportunity, clearly, to be more the guy
good
in
for him.
Minnesota.
Yeah, good
So,
for him.
again, it's these guys, this is upward mobility. This is guys going places that it makes sense for them
John,
and their family, rewarding them for the rest of their lives.
Can I tell you what this is?
if they
This is
manage
the
it right.
Eagles became worse yesterday. That's what this is. Orrin Burks goes to Cincy, and Darius Slay maybe headed to Pittsburgh.
We know they lost players. I'm surprised in some cases, like with the Orrin Burks thing, or it just felt like maybe we could have, extended contracts that would wow them a little bit or match or lure these guys back. But then I thought, you know what? Opportunities are greater elsewhere. If
Of
you're Orrin
course they
Burks
are.
and here you've got to be behind Nakobe Dean when he gets back from injury, then it's hard to have a chance in free agency.
Yeah, but John, you're looking at this all through the prism of these guys, and of course, good for them, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it through the prism of the Eagles,
and we don't know.
They became a
we don't
lesser
know the
team
next guys
yesterday.
up. We don't know how good the next guys up are. The Eagles clearly do. They like Keely Ringo. They clearly feel comfortable with Keely Ringo.
I don't know that to be
being
true.
the outside cornerback.
I don't know that to be true. He was the 5th cornerback on the team last year. I have no evidence that they want him to be a starter.
Okay. Well, then
None.
it's him or whoever is
I think
next
letting
in line.
Slay
Letting
and
guys
Isaiah Rodgers go
Yes,
is
but
evidence that they likely
signifies-
want him to be the starter.
I don't know
It's
about
either
that, James.
him or
I don't know about
Eli
that.
not on the roster
Ricks
right now.
or
Yeah.
some old guy who's not
If
here
they
yet.
wouldn't give Isaiah Rodgers 2 years, $15 million with $8 million guaranteed, I think it's likely. I agree,
I don't
it's
know
not
about
a
that.
lock. They might sign someone else, but
They
if
might
I had
draft
to,
somebody.
If I had to bet today, I would
Okay.
bet Keely Ringo's. I think it's
All
going
right.
to be Cooper DeJean, and then when he goes inside, it'll be Keely.
Here's
And
the
it's going to be his opportunity to take this job and win it. And then if he is struggling, we know that they'll have competition there in camp and everything else. And they'll probably bring vets in once again.
right, so-
and who knows, Darius Slay still might be
I understand.
back.
All right, so here's the deal. 215-592-9494 to react to yesterday. Guys, I want to be very clear. I'm not complaining. I'm not criticizing. I'm lamenting. Our football team got worse yesterday. That's a fact.
You know, part of this
John,
offseason
give me-
was Saquon.
I understand. John, give me
Rewarding him.
Give me your reaction to yesterday. What do you got?
I feel like it was surprising, but not a negative in any way because, again, I don't know what they're reloading with. I don't know how good Keely Ringo can be. I know he's gigantic for a cornerback, and I know that they really like him. I'm not worried because I know that the Eagles re-signed the guys that they want to keep early, and things are likely still going as expected for the most part. I know that Mekhi Becton is still out there.
Yeah.
I know that he might be back in the fold. I know that Darius Slay, it's not official that he's elsewhere.
Yep.
I don't know how important it is to the Eagles that he come back because it does feel like that would be in more of an advisory coaching type on the field role.
No, I need him to play. If he's back, he plays.
Look, I agree he would be playing, but in a I'm the elder statesman role, and maybe they're going with the youth movement. Maybe that's their plan.
Clearly.
So maybe that idea would get in the way and derail that idea, so it wouldn't be the idea.
Look,
that
here's
they're
the
headed
thing.
in. I don't mind if that's their plan because, again, Keely Ringo he houses people on special teams. I love that part. I would love to see him apply his wares out there as a DB because he now has that opportunity.
Right.
They seem to think he's really ready.
Here's the deal. I want to hear from you at 215-592-9494.
Hold on. Part of it was these guys priced themselves out. We expected that.
Yeah,
That's
we did.
okay.
Yeah, we did.
Part of our off season was we paid Saquon more, and I know, and it's not exciting. You know, that was right at the beginning before it all even started.
And kept on.
Yeah, and Zach Bond. We could not recreate what Zach Bond gives you. That's impossible. He really is that crazy unique. So they bought Zach Bond back. They brought him back. They repaid Saquon, and that's where it was important. Their own guys. When you win the Super Bowl, tend to your own excellent all-pro guys.
All right, so
they did that.
So here's the deal. 215-592-9494 to react to everything yesterday. I mean, there's other aspects of it. Kenny Pickett traded for a different quarterback and a fifth-round pick. There's a report Goddard's been given permission to seek a trade. Again, no word yet on Mekhi Becton or Kenny Gainwell. We'll see on that kind of stuff. Look, here's my main reaction. My main reaction is by way of a fact, and you'll understand my point. Here's a fact, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not trying to be a freaking doomsdayer today. This one hurt yesterday. It hurt a little more than I expected, to be honest, because it was so freaking many so quickly. Here is
especially because you were expecting it. That's why I'm surprised how down you are this morning.
I understand. Here is a fact that
we're waiting for the governor to call for a last day of execution, weren't you?
Here is a fact that sums up how I feel. In the salary cap era of the NFL, 30 years, there have been 3 teams, and only 3 teams, that have repeated as Super Bowl champs. That's what hits me after yesterday.
One of it happened a year ago,
I understand. The Eagles took a hell of a hit yesterday, and I fear it's not done. Now, look, I applaud Howie for having put so many great players on the roster that made it appealing to other teams to pack away. That's what happens.
We've potentially lost 0 guys on our offense.
I understand.
We've potentially lost 4 guys on the defense.
They had a spectacular, dare I say, historic defense.
The youth
and they
got made it
really
historically great.
Mm-hmm.
They're still here.
Well, Milton Williams was part of that youth. He was 25 years old.
Yeah.
He freaking dominated
and
Super
we knew
Bowl 59.
he was gone, Joe.
Josh Sweat dominated
and we
even more.
knew they
Doesn't
were gone.
make me feel good. Do you feel good about
Why
yesterday?
didn't you prepare for this a little
It
bit?
seems like you didn't emotionally
All right,
prepare.
maybe
We
not.
spent the
All
whole
right,
day
I
yesterday saying
understand.
this is going to happen.
understand.
And I was like, you asked me, you're
Joe
like, how do you
somehow
feel? Are you emotionally
blindsided.
ready? I was like, yeah, I'm emotionally ready. I know what's coming.
James.
Also, we're losing. Like, Milton Williams, a nice player, is what, like the 13th, 18th best player on the Eagles? Like,
Well,
I get
Pro
your
Football
point.
Talk had him ranked as a top 100 player.
Okay, so he's even still, how many guys were ahead of him on the Eagles? 10? 9?
About
or whatever?
that, yep.
So, yeah, and that's Pro Football Talk, whatever.
Let me
So,
ask you a question, James. Do you feel good today?
look, I obviously I'm not going to feel like great when they lose players, but I also am not nearly where you're at. Like, I was expecting this. Howie Roseman has earned trust in this situation.
He has.
So, like, and I think that the best players on the roster are still on the Eagles. Like, they did not lose a top 10 player. Milton Williams, maybe. Even then, I don't think he's a top 10 player. If you go through the whole roster, he's not. They did not lose a top 10 player on their team yesterday. Like, I get it, but for how great their roster was and winning the Super Bowl, the hits hurt yesterday, but they are also, like, not the best players on the football team. Like, we can move forward with this.
All right,
Milton Williams was a guy that it was halfway through the season when people realized he was good.
That's right. You're right about that. That's fair.
And
Well,
you're crying a river.
Well, I'm telling you that.
Come on, man.
I'm-
You should have been better prepared emotionally. To be blindsided by this, that is crazy to me.
Well,
These guys, congratulations to them. They're in great
congrats
positions
to them. Great.
money-wise.
Great.
But we also have
such a
great
jerk. They want
players
us to
waiting
Super
to
Bowl.
play.
Congrats to them.
Because they won us a Super Bowl.
Thank you to them.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you,
Thank
and
you.
I'm happy you made your money.
Very
and we
much.
couldn't
Thank you
pay
very
him.
much
We
to
couldn't
them.
give Milton Williams $63
I
million
know,
guaranteed.
I know
And the
that.
young
Like, this
guys
is
who are
football.
coming up behind
All right.
him might be just as capable, and it's
All
going to
right.
be so exciting to see what they got
Here's
now.
the deal. I want to hear from you. What is your reaction to what went down yesterday? And obviously your sense of what could be up ahead, because this thing rolls on day 2. You know, right? I mean, look, the GMs are going to start waking up soon. Deals are going to start happening. Give me your reaction and give me your sense of anticipation.